Welcome to Conversations with Character. I am here with Lisa Hunkins, who is an artist, but also a two-time cancer survivor who uses that experience in her paintings. She makes incredible artwork. I can't wait to get into it with you. Let's just start at the beginning. How old are you? Where are you from?
I'm from a small island in Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis. I'll be 55 in May, Memorial Weekend.
Okay. So when did you come over here?
I came over here in 1999, early October.
What was growing up in the Caribbean like?
So much fun, you know. Free, like you're free.
Yeah.
It's free, like it was beautiful, you know. Things we jump, skip rope, it's free, like you're free. You feel like a bird.
What made you come here?
I like traveling, and I don't know. I always wanted to come to America and England. I was in England in 1987.
Okay.
Met my daughter. I spent like 6 months there, and then I went back to the British Virgin Islands. I leave St. Kitts at the age of 18. And I went to the British Virgin Islands, which is Tortola, British Virgin Islands. And I stayed there, and then I have 2 kids born there. My 2 kids, my daughter, and then I had a son. And then I think like 13 years after, 14 if I could remember, me and my son came here. He was a year and 10 months old. And that's the one that is here with me presently as we're speaking. Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you have were you painting in the Caribbean when you were a kid?
No, but what is so funny, right? I always like to see paintings. I always sometimes I used to I will buy like ornaments with painting. It's just something I always like. And then I remember that I was speaking to somebody like a few years ago, even before I discovered my situation with the cancer and cancer cells. I say, if I ever become rich, I will have like paintings, because I just love painting, not knowing that it was instilled in me. I just didn't know, you know. And moving forward, came here, doing my thing. I'm a hairstylist by profession. Okay. I love what I do. And then things just, life had a way of showing you curveballs, And I wouldn't say unfortunately, because when I sit down, I don't think I ever feel bad or feel sorry for what happened to me. Because when I analyze the situation, it's like it was meant to happen. And as I said in my interview with Simon, I think it meant to happen for me, for this to come alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When did you become a hairstylist?
All my life.
Okay. All right. So how old were you when you were first diagnosed with cancer?
Okay. Going backward. I was 45 years old. And I was having a problem, like when you use the bathroom. And I've certain things I had to see, like at one time I said some blood. So I went to my doctor to have my physical. And then I explained to him what happened. So I had a whole body physical. So he said to me, if I can bring back some stool for him. I say, okay. So then I was supposed to go back to him in 2 months. When you go do your physical, they say come back in 2 months. So in that 2 months, I didn't see them call me when I give him this stool. So I guess, well then, okay, all is well. But when I went back to him and then he checked the chart, he said, I've seen you done everything except to the colonoscopy. So I smiled and I said, you know something, I'm going to go do it today. He said, no, I have to put back in the order. So I said, okay. So he put it back in. Then I went and I had it done. The morning when I was supposed to get it, to go pick up the medication to have it done the following day, I said, I'm going to call and reschedule it. I was in my bed because I like to get up early and go to the pharmacy. So let me. And then I heard this voice said in my head, exactly like how I'm saying to you, you better get up if you know what's good for you. Just go get up, get the medicine, drink it, and get it over with. And I say, you know, I get up, I smile, get myself together, and I didn't even have to stay long. I was, in 15 minutes, I was out of there. So, I can't remember like if it was 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, but anyway, my doctor called me and asked me to come in. And then the GI doctor called me to come. No, as a matter of fact, you know, the nurse called me and said the doctor needs you to come in. So I say, is everything okay? She said, I can't discuss that with you. You will have to come in. So that in itself, they tell me now something is not right. So when I went, I had an addiction to Pepsi and crushed soda. That was I drink coffee. I'm addicted to coffee, but the Pepsi and the Crush is my energy. Yeah. So while I was sitting down, I was having my breakfast, a sandwich and some crushed soda, drinking a crushed soda. I only used to drink the soda in the can, not the bottle of the can. So when I hear my name call, it's like my appetite just fly through the door. So when I went in now, I sat down. So the doctor came in and he said to me, well, you know the look on their face, you know? Yeah. So he explained to me that we found cancer cells. High-grade, it calls high-grade dysplasia adenoma cells. Wow. So I say, okay. I was being like nonchalant, like, you know? So I say, okay. Then he said to me, he drew like a long line. And he said, it's here in the middle, 1 inch over is cancer. And I still like, you know, okay.
Yeah. Kind of in shock.
Yeah. So then he said, well, then you have to go see the surgeon now, make up. The way how he spoke to me is as if like in a matter like 2-3 months, I'll have full-blown cancer. And all of a sudden, I just like break down. And then he's speaking to me, and you know when somebody's speaking to you, you're hearing them, but you're not comprehending what they're saying. Right. And I guess that he realized it. So he said, there is anybody you want me to talk to? My eldest son father is a gastroenterologist guy, you know, and I said, because I had explained to him, so he had told me, if anything, give them his number. Yeah. So he was in England at the time. So I gave them his number. Then when I reached home, my primary doctor called me and he talked to me, which I tell him, I know because I leave the doctor today. So I didn't even want to, when I leave to come home, I didn't want to talk to nobody. Yeah. Tell you, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be on the bus. So what I did, I called a cab from the hospital and to come home. The only person I call is like a friend of mine and my landlord, because at the time we was very close. And then I started to cry because all kind of things going through my head. As I tell you, the way how the doctor put it to me is as if like in a matter 2-3 months, it's cancer. Wow. So I came home and I sat in my living room. And I sat I had a chair like with sofa and I sat there. And I'm thinking about my kids. I'm thinking I'm just 45, you know? you know,
Yeah.
all kind of things going on in your head. And I just like, I don't think I had tell my kids that day, but I did tell them, and they take it very well. My daughter and my son, they take it very well. And I slept in that sofa bed. I never went back into my bedroom to sleep in 1 year and 3 months.
Wow. Why?
Because like I get this bad news and I came home and I sat down in the chair to like, you know,
Process.
think.
Yeah.
And I think that was my comfort zone. It's like it's like it was peace, it was comfort. And then I had to go and do surgery. I had to go back to do surgery for them to remove, because it was birth in the upper colon and the lower colon, like the rectum area. And went to the doctor. He told me what they're gonna do. He did say the one in no. He said, what we're gonna do when we discuss your case, what we're gonna do, we come to a conclusion that we will just put you to sleep, open you up, and see where it is, and then from there we take it from there. I said, okay. So I came home, then I had to go back like I think the following week or the week after when I went back. So when he sat with me, he told me the way that it is. It was located. It's not a guarantee that they're gonna get it removed.
Yeah.
And it was one of his senior doctor, right? And then he said you might have a colonoscopy bag, I think temporarily, he said. So when the surgeon come now, the head surgeon, which is Dr. Ojo, very great man, great doctor. We share the same birth, the same age, everything. And going a little forward and coming back, I remember I told him, I believe in my heart that God assigned him to my case. He was with me from the day one until present. So he explained to me what's going to be done. And then I think within a month, I had to go do the surgery to remove it.
Yeah.
So he said to me, like when they're prepping me and everything, and then, you know, your heartbeat gonna be racing up. So he said, Alicia, you have to relax. You have to get the heartbeat down, because if we don't, we can't do this surgery. I said, just give me a few minutes, just let me relax. And then he said, remember I told you, I'm not sure if, because of the position, the location is in, I'm not sure if we're gonna get it removed. So I smiled and I said, yes, we're going to get it removed. And he said, amen. So we agree on it. When I woke up, he said, Alicia, the surgery was a success.
Wow.
God is good. God is good. So I had to go back like in 6 weeks for checking up. He was telling me, well, then I might find myself having like loose bowels and things like that. But God is good. God is great. God is awesome. It never happened. So when I went back in the 6 weeks, it's like everything was like, yo, you're good.
Wow.
So now, moving forward, he said, you know, there was one also in the colon. I even forget that. So I was so happy. I said, oh my God, I think I was done. He said, no, they decided to take out that portion of the colon, which is, I can't remember if it's my right side or my left side. They take out like half of it. So he do it like pronto. So I was hospitalized like for 5 days because it's he told me it's a major surgery. So he explained to me, is either they're gonna cut me or do it laparoscopically. So in my head, I said I wouldn't want that big scar, you know. I wish they could do it laparoscopic. So my son's father, which is a doctor, he was in England at the time, he had told me to call him when I reached to the doctor. So I called him and they both was speaking, I guess the doctor.
The medical language there.
Right. So I couldn't wait to get out. So when I come out now, I ask him, I call my son father. I say, you think that he gonna have to cut me laparoscopically? He say it could be done laparoscopically. And God is amazing. It was done laparoscopically. But before that, when I going into the hospital for them to start the surgery, because I'm going to stay in the hospital, the night before I left, I was supposed to be there for 6 o'clock. And I had a dream. I see this girl, she in black. I see my son father, and then my son said to me in the dream, why don't you give my dad the key for the house? And then this young lady, she living upstairs, the saloon that I work in. And she turned around 3 times and she said, when Jesus say yes, who can say no? So when they were prepping me, I have terrible face. Terrible. So when they get in here, when they put in the blood, you will think an animal. So they have to come and map it. So I went in. I went in, and he told me what he told me again. So when they're about to put me on the table, it says laparoscopically, but the instruments that they have was for open surgery. It was for open surgery. And remember, the girl turned around the dream and say, when Jesus say yes, who can say no? So I came out and I sat down because they had to bring me back out because they had to change the whole scenario. So the anesthesiologist, she's Jamaican, and she said to me, how do you find out? And I explained to her. She said, you are lucky. I said, no, I don't believe in luck. I am blessed. She said, because we did a surgery with this young lady, your age, and when they opened, they had to close her because it was already stage 4. It's nothing they could do. And I went in, and in my mind, I say, Lord, please do every instrument that touched my body and every hand that touched me, meaning take control. And the last thing I hear, like, count to 10. And I remember I said 10, 9, and then
done.
It's done. I had to stay home for 8 to 6 weeks for full recovery.
Wow.
So what I did, I had the clients that used to come to my home, and then I'll do the hair. 9 months after, it wasn't quite a year. I can't remember the exact, but it wasn't a year. I felt this bump in the back of my head. So I'm thinking it's like, you know, like when people get hair boiled. I thought it was that. So I didn't pay it no mind. But then it just getting bigger. So one day I said to my eldest son, the one that is here with me right now, I said, take a picture with this, let me send it to your father, because I noticed when I touch it, it bleed, and then he had a kind of like scent with it. So I did it and I sent it to him. I did show it to my surgeon also when I went back for follow-up. And my primary doctor, they say it's a cyst. It looked like a cyst, it's not. So when my son took the picture, I sent it to my son's father, and he said it looked like a cyst. The honest person tell me, my son said to me, if you ask me, it looked like a tumor. So I went and I had it removed and everything, you know, they're gonna send it for testing. So 2 weeks after, phone call again. Miss Alicia, may I speak with Miss Alicia? I said, speaking. She said, Dr. Ojo wants you to come and see him. So I said to her, it is bad? She said, I can't tell you, you just have to come. So me now, I get on the phone and I call my son father and I explained to them. I told him what's going on. So he explained to me, say what they will do, it's a rare cancer. It called sebaceous carcinoma.
Wow.
And it's a cancer, it's a skin cancer that come in older people. It is so rare that it's not even out, like, out there like that. And it's only if 5 women get it, is like 3 men will get it. And he says it come in older people. So I said, problem just I laugh and I said, problem just an old woman stuck in a younger bodies. So he laughed. But then when I explained to my son father explained to me what they're gonna do. So when I went back to him and he explaining to me, it's like, I mean, I let him speak, but I already know what's gonna be done. So he said to me that I will have to shave off your hair behind there, and I'm gonna go in and I have to clean it out. He said, I don't know how deep I'm gonna go. He said, you have a lot of hair, so you wouldn't miss that piece behind there. Because he said, it depends on how deep you have to go. I will have to do skin graft.
No.
So I said, we're not gonna get to that. You say, amen. Glory be to God. I give God all the glory, all the honor, all the praise. I don't even have enough tongue to give him thanks and to give him praise. Okay, surgery was a success. Went back in. When it came back, no carcinoma residual was found.
Wow.
Then he said to me that the oncologist and the radiologist, they still want to see me. He said, just go, they just want to see, you know? And then I went to the oncologist, we talk, and then I went to the when I had I think like 6 weeks after I went to the radiologist. And me and they're sitting down and speaking. And he's telling me that, I think he wanted me to do some radiation for precaution. And I told him I was against it. Because I said to him, I remember I asked God, I said, God, if you're gonna heal me, heal me if I'm gonna go to the doctor. Because sometimes God do things, not that he's not gonna let it go, right? But he will leave it to the doctors, so it could be a testimony. Because there's some people that don't believe in God. They don't believe in medicine. So I tell him, I felt in my heart that God healed me. And I feel if I go and do it, it's like I'm going back with what I believe in God. So he said to me, okay, it's your decision. He said 50% man, 50% God. And I laughed. You cannot compare man and God together. Right? So as the years go by, I end up like I was feeling this pain like from underneath my arm. Well, to make 2 years under my arm. So I wasn't like a shooting pain. So like I wasn't like, you know. So one night I was sleeping and then I happened to turn. And then I do like this and I feel something, but it was like, and I say, you know, I gotta go back to Dr. OJ in 3 months. So when I go back, I'm gonna tell him. So I had a friend that is a nurse. So he had passed by to say hi to me. So I said to him, do me a favor. I say, touch you and tell me how you feel. So because he's an oncology nurse, he said to me, I think you should go to your doctor.
You know a lot of oncologists.
Trust me. So when I went back to the surgeon, I told him, well, he couldn't fix that, but I had to position my body in a position and put my hand, and then he felt it, and then he felt it, and right away he started to call to set everything up.
Jeez.
So I had to go back to see him. Like 3 weeks after he called me, they called me again. So you need to go see Dr. Oja. That's my surgeon. Because they sent me for biopsy and everything. I was supposed, when I went the morning, well, before that, I had a dream that I had a client. It's like I was doing her hair And then it's like she could tell you things before it happened, right? And she was talking to everybody. So when she sit down, I said to her, how come you tell, I look over her shoulder like this, how come you tell everybody everything and you don't tell me nothing about me? And she got up and she stand up and she looked back and she said, cancer, but it's gonna go. So when I went back to Dr. Ojo, I know how, over the years, I know how we interact. I know him. I saw his face and, you got a sad look like, okay, love, this person been through a lot. It's like, as one finish one. So he said to me, it's cancer. And I laughed. I said, okay. I said, so where we go from there? Then he explained to me everything. He said to me, it's like, I was so upset when I get back these results. I would not even lie to you. Because over the years, I've come so close to you. You're my family, like one of my sister. But he said, anyway, you're strong. Everything will be okay. I said, I know. And then I had surgery. And no, take that back. He said, we decide to give you chemo and radiation, but we're going to give you 6 months of chemo before, and then we're going to do the surgery after. So I was turning 50 years old, and I was supposed to start chemo that same day. So they explained the pros and the cons about the chemo. So when I went to see the oncologist now, I was supposed to do like a heart test, because the chemo can affect your heart. It can do so much damage. So they postponed. So I say okay, it's good because today's my birthday. At least I could enjoy my birthday today.
Oh, wow.
So within, I think a month after that, I started the chemo. Yeah, I started the chemo in June. No, it's not, less than a month. I started in June. And I had to take, for 4 hours, 4 different strong chemo. So the first round wasn't bad. Then I had some extensions in my hair, and I feel like something is pulling when I go and take my second round. So when I happened to do so now, my hair. So I just fixed it that day I just leave it down just to go and take the chemo. And I came home and I said, let me take them out. But when the more I take out, the more the hair coming out. And then I had to go to work the next day. So all hair had came out. So what I did, I put a piece of wrap around my head and did this one like afro. So I had a coworker, his name is Michael. So he lives in New Jersey, but he was coming to New York to work. So I said, I want you to shave my hair for me tonight. And just put a piece of hair like at the top, So he did it. But when I come home and in the night when I wake up, like 2, 3 o'clock, use the restroom, the hair is just sticking on here. So I just take it off and I said to myself, damn, how am I gonna go to work tomorrow? I've had plenty of hair all my life. How am I gonna go with my bald head? I said, when I wake up in the morning and I'm getting ready, I will figure out. Probably I could just take it and just put it back on my head and thing. And I get dressed and everything, and I stand in front of the mirror. And what I see looking back at me, I say, wow, I love this. And it's like it makes me feel like it put like a feeling just come over me like power. It just come over me like that. And then as soon as I step out, there's a deli close to where I live, and then There's so many, and they say, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that. And then when I walk into to go towards this train, this man stopped me. He said, I love your haircut. I said, thank you. He said, you model? I get asked a lot if I model. A lot. I said, no. He said, wow. And then I'm walking, going, and everybody keep telling me they're liking my hair. Even kids, miss, I like your hair, I like your hair. And then when I came into work, it's like one of my co-workers, she just watched me and tears come to her eyes. And it's like, I didn't want nobody feel pity for me. I didn't want nobody feel sorry for me. Because I didn't feel sorry for myself. And I don't want you to pity me. Just like, you know, keep the vibes that I have. Leave it like that. Don't say, oh my God, I feel bad for you, I feel sorry for you. No, I don't want that. So going then, I had to go to chemo every Monday. So I think was June, July, August, November. It was in August. It was a hot summer day. Well, you know, the chemo take your appetite, bad taste in your mouth, and then I have a lot of blisters in my mouth, so I couldn't brush my mouth, nothing. Then one day I went to work, and I thank God every day. I tell people all the time, compared to some people, I was blessed because I was still able to get up and go to work. And I thank God for my client them so much. They work with me. If they call and they say, one of them will say to me, Lisa, you in the shop today, I'm coming to do my hair. I said, no, I'm on chemo, I'm coming. He said, you sure? Let me know. And I may God bless them so much and bless the family so much. I still make my money the same way. If I have like 2 clients and then I started to feel exhausted, then I will call you. I will call and say, can we do tomorrow come a little time? He said, no problem. Let me know. And it was that hot day. I went to work and I feel tired. My mind telling me I want to eat, but I don't have the appetite. So a friend of mine, I tell her, she was cooking. I said, I'm craving like pepper, like hot sauce. So I'm saying to her, make it peppery. When I see the food, I put it in the mouth, I can't taste nothing. Oh. And then I feel like, you know, your mind telling you want to eat and you're trying. And it was like a little frustration for a few seconds. So I said to her, she walked me to the back, but I'm walking and it's like, it's taking everything out my body to walk. So I said, I'm not going to wait on the bus. I'm going to call a cab. I'm going to stop a cab, which I did. And I get in the cab. I just want to come home and lay down. So I came home and lay down. I slept. So I said to myself, you know, tomorrow morning, I'm not going to go. Let me rest today. And then I go to work the Wednesday. So in the evening, I find myself like I'm getting weaker and weaker. And then I have a cab driver and I called him and I said to him that, where are you at? Come pick me up like 9 o'clock in the night because I said, for some reason, I'm not feeling well. He said, I'm all the way in Park Slope. Please don't wait on me. Catch a cab and go. So I called a cab and then I went, and then I was feeling so like, even to put on I went in the bathroom to take my shower. To take my hands up, it's like, I didn't have the strength, so I get up. And it take me like, it seems like for hours. And I take out the dress and I lay down across the bed. And I fight my when I put on. So I went to the emergency room. I called a cab, went to the emergency room and I explained to them. So they sent me in to see the nurse one time. I had a fever 102.
Wow.
So they put me inside one time. Then they started to run these load of tests and then they take in kosher blood like every, I think 30 minutes.
Wow.
Every minute. Then when I look, I see like 5 doctors. And they explained to me that like they have to keep me. because my white blood cells leave from 1,000 to 1.
Wow.
And she said to me, you cannot even fight off no sickness, nothing. So what they did, they put a plastic bag around the bed. They pulled the curtains and then something like an incubator.
Wow.
Because one the doctor said to me, if somebody cough, you cannot fight nothing.
Wow.
So they put the fan in the hole, so I only can get the air from the fan because the whole plastic around me. So I was hospitalized. Then I caught an infection in my throat because of the blisters in my mouth. So I had to get like every minute, you know, I hardly sleep because every minute they wake up.
Yeah.
Then this Sunday, I think, no, it was Wednesday. 2 nights after I went, let me see, it was, anyway, they took me up to the room, so now they said to me, I think it's 2 days after, I had a fever 108.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a fever 108. Then the Saturday, I needed blood transfusion. Never had a blood transfusion in my life. So they had to keep giving me these injections to stimulate back the white blood cells so it can recover. Because, you know, the cancer, it knocked everything in its path. So when the nurse bring me the blood, I said, give it to me. And she gave it to me and I lift it and I said, Father God, I lift this blood to you. And when they let go this blood through my vein, let it turn to your blood. You know, they have to watch you to see if your body will reject it.
Right.
God is good. My red blood cells is good up until this day. The only problem right now, it's like, it's not where it's supposed to be. So there are times I still get, it takes a while for you to recover.
Yeah.
Did my research, read, and some people take them 5 years, blah, blah. So, I used to have to take injections to stimulate it back. So finished that, the October of, not just gone, the following year.
Wow.
Went to do my colonoscopy because I had to do my colonoscopy every year, sometimes 6 months, because these polyps coming back and they come back with the cancer cells. Then my surgeon, every minute, they have to put me to sleep, remove them. So one day he said to me, Alicia, how much time did I take you to the OR? I said, I don't even know. He said, I myself last count. So this time he came back bigger, right? So what he did, he referred me to a specialist in Bellevue Hospital in Manhattan. He said, they specialize in that. So I'm going to send you there, let it, you know, because he had told me at one time, if he have to go back in, I will end up with a colonoscopy back. So I tell him, I wouldn't do it. I would just live out my life and just, you know, meaning like where Japa start, you know?
Yeah.
And the day when I went to meet the oncologist in Bellevue, I think it was 2 months after that, I went. And then I was there sitting down for a while, and then one of his colleagues, she came and she talked, and then eventually he came in and he said, hi, I'm Dr. Greger, and good morning. He apologized for staying so long, but he said, I had to read your report from when everything started to present. And he said, I'll be honest to you, what I read and come in and look at you, there's no comparison. And then I laugh and I tell him, God is good. And then even the strong get weak. As I prayed to God many times and I asked God, I said, God, give me the strength and the peace to handle whatever they said to me come my way. And which he did. So when anything is said to me, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do now? What's the next step? Then he told me everything that he was gonna do. He said, I'm gonna do an MRI, everything. So the day when he said, we'll take care of it. Everything gonna be okay. So as I'm same way I'm talking to him and his colleague. And as I say, I had breakdown because the reason why I breakdown, I say I just finished radiation 6 months. I mean, chemo 6 months, radiation 2 months, 2 weeks, and you think it's good, and then bam, something hit you again.
Yeah.
And then he was like this, and then his eyes kind of get kind of red, you know. And as I say, I don't like people. To me, I look at it as like he feel bad for me, pity. And then he kind of like break me down. I started to cry for about like maybe like 10 seconds, 10, 15, 20 seconds. And I said, sorry. And then he said, you're speaking to me and I'm listening to you. And he said, your story touched me. But he said, it's going to be okay. I said, I know. So I told him I was attacking. So I said, like, I don't stress and I don't worry about things I cannot fix. Because what good it's going to do me, it's only going to make me. I said, this was my exact word to him. You know, when you plant a seed, some corn, or some seeds, if you don't water it, it don't grow. Eventually, it's going to die out. So I tell him, my interpretation of stress is like, stressing is like you're watering the problem, you're feeding it, you're giving it energy. And then it's gonna grow. If you don't give it that energy, it cannot move. And then I told him, you know, I mean, in spite of that, I developed a gift and then I showed him a painting and there was like, right now one of my painting is in that very hospital. So I told him, I've been going with this over 10 years now. And I feel like if it was something to kill me, I'd have done that. I say, a lot of times things happen to us, we don't understand it. But God allowed things to happen for His purpose. It's a reason before. You just have to trust God and believe that whatever it is, He have a plan. And then I point across the room, I said, probably I have to go over there with it. Over there is the finish line, but it's not gonna finish until when I reach that line. When I reach the line, then it's over when God says it's over. Then he turned to me and he said to me, you know what I like about you? You are so positive. And your attitude that you have, it's very good. So I laughed. I said, do I have a choice? I want to live. So the surgery was a success. Everything was done. Then I had to go back in 6 months. Bam. Did my colonoscopy in, I think it was August, September, somewhere. Here we go again.
Oh, gosh.
Here we go again.
Oh.
So I did my colonoscopy and they called me, they come back with precancer cells.
Oh, my God. Oh.
So then I have a little lump here. It doesn't hurt, but you know, it get a little bigger than how it was.
Wow.
So he felt it. He said it feel like just fatty flesh. So he called in a specialist. She said to me, like, it feels like nothing, but I guess like because of my history. So I have to go do an MRI on Thursday. This coming Thursday at Bellevue. And then after that, I have to go see the oncologist maybe like the following week to see like where we go from there. So,
wow.
Well, I'm holding on. God is good.
Wow. So that just happened.
Yeah, I have to go do an MRI Thursday.
Man, your positivity is something to be admired. There's no doubt about that. And I mean,
I have no choice.
They say half the battle with cancer is mindset. So you know you got a strong battle.
I speak to my I went to see my oncologist in I think was in October. In October, right? In October. And I said to him, like, if I have to study all of this, what's going on with me, it will put me in such a dark place. It's just a feeling I had in my mind that if you ever let yourself go there, you will be in such a dark place with depression that it would have been so dark I don't know if I would have come back out of it. So he said to me, do you want to see a therapist? I said no. I know how to control it.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you start painting?
Oh, the painting, right? It wasn't for the painting, you know. When I was recovering from the major surgery, when I had to stay home for 8 weeks, Labor Day weekend was coming up. I don't know if you know the designer, Ed Hardy, that cut up t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
I can do stuff like that. So one day I was lying down and then something said to me, why don't you cut up those t-shirts? You never know, it could lead you to $1 million company.
Hell yeah.
And then I went and I got me some t-shirts, put on the different islands and them, designed them up. Then I had a gentleman down on Picking, and this friend of mine that had a liquor store on Picking, they sell shirts, and then I used to sell from, like, if outside by my building, I used to be outside doing, and there was a dance class. It was a dance class there, so they all buy t-shirts from me. And then one day I have a friend, he used to do like carnival mask. So he had every year tell him, oh, I'm coming, but I don't go. So my daughter and friends that was going to the Juve, all of them come. So my daughter say, you always tell Curtis you're coming and you're not coming. He said, for the Juve, this paint up t-shirts, I had some color polish and I just like put it and I went. So then I started to put like sequins and clothes, like jewelry. Like you could give me, somebody could give me a $5 dress, and then when I finish with it, it is as if you paid thousands for it. Then I had, when I started to paint first, I used like a cardboard and I cut it like in a triangle, use the point and put the paint and the material, and then just go with it wherever my hand lead me. And then one day, I started painting clothes, and then I have this friend, Mr. Don Pittman. He does this thing that called, it's like New York City Shootathon, where he rented this big place. Every designers who want to be models, everybody come to showcase the thing, and then he said, you should come, your piece is nicest. Take a few pictures. Everybody want to wear the pieces. So it's from there, the painting take off. But then, as I say, I was just using the point of the piece of cardboard, whatever cardboard I cut. So the clients coming to me. So one client said to me, Lisa, if you could do that just like that with just the point of the thing. Imagine what you can do with a canvas.
Yeah. With
a canvas and a brush. My son was in college for graphic design. He was in college for graphic design. And he had a canvas home. But then before I used that, I had a fashion show at the Black Theatre up in Harlem. That was my first fashion show class. After the Shootathon, everybody like, you know. So when my collection came on, everybody come to me, oh, I love your collection. I love it. And then this gentleman walked up to me, he said, your collection is beautiful. So I said, thank you. He said, what make you do that? So I just give him like a short story, you know?
Sure.
He says to me, you know, if you could do that on clothing, He said, can you imagine what you can do on canvas? And I was so curious. I couldn't wait to get home. And as I said, my son used to do graphic design in college. So he had a small one. 1 second. This here. This was his.
Wow.
And I was so curious, and I came home, and was the first canvas I painted.
That's the first one? That's incredible.
Yeah. This was my son, because then actually it was two of my clients had told me, if you're doing it on clothes, what you can do. And then to hear this man walk up to me and say that to me. So I came home and I sat down, and this was the first piece of canvas I did.
Wow. Wow. And then, I mean, you just kept on going.
Up to this day, my son just said to me, you still didn't buy me back my canvas. So I started to do like fashion shows, like people, they're doing fashion show and they reach out to me. And then the last fashion show I did was Harlem Fashion Week before the pandemic. Then I was supposed to go in April, I was supposed to go at the GM, the GMG Hotel in Maryland for a fashion show. But boom, COVID come down and shut everything down. And then I didn't really care to do fashion show again. I'm more in the canvases, because in the canvases, it's like I don't have a plan when I'm doing it. I just have the canvas, my paint, and then I just like create.
Wow.
So some day ago, like last week before, this lady did her show on the Hudson River up in Harlem. Get a few pieces sell, cause they like you know. Sorry. So I see she put up like because it's Fashion Week now. Yeah. This month is Fashion Week. So Atlantic City fashion show is for 3 days. And something said to me, you should do it. And I reached out to her, but then it wasn't her show, it was a friend of hers that they do kids ready to wear and couture.
Wow.
So she said to me, you should do it because your stuff, I love your stuff. They're so unique, so nice. So I told her, she gave me the information, reach out to the people that doing the show. So I explain everything to them. So I tell them, Miss Sophia, she said to me, do the couture. She said both nights, Saturday night, Friday night, and Saturday night is good. But she says Saturday night, I think you should do that. They will love your pieces. So I turned to her till I have a vision in my head. Excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Until I had a vision in my head. You allow 10 models. So I said to her, okay, I'm gonna have 5 males, 5 females. I'm gonna have the females wear the clothing, and the men, I want each one of them to hold a piece of canvas.
That's cool.
I don't want them in no shirt, no shoes, just a black pants. So when the models finish and walking, when they're looking for more models to come out, here come the men with the canvas.
Wow.
Here come the guys with the canvas. So when I had to call for Atlantic City, I have to call the people that put it on the show. So I told the lady what I wanted. She said, yes, my husband. I think she said her husband, as she called it, but I told her. So I said to her, this is what I want. She said, yeah. Yeah, he told me. So she asked me, I said, the vision I have, when I explained it to her what I just did with you, she said, I can't wait. I said, there's a story behind it. She said, I can't wait to meet you and hear your story. She said, I went on your IG page and I love your work. So she said to me, do you have pieces for 10 models, 10 ladies? I said, yes. She said, I'll give you 10 models, 10 ladies. But I say, I want the guys because she said, I'm giving you the 5 guys. So in overall, you have 15 models. And the show is not this weekend, coming up the following one.
Wow. Wow, that's exciting.
Yes.
So you never studied abstract art or anything like that?
Never.
Wow. It really was just
as I told you earlier on, I always like painting. When I see painting, it's like it do something to me.
When you're
not
done,
knowing that I had it inside of me. So it take this situation that I'm dealing with up to today. If that didn't happen, I want to discover it. God have everything ordered. He have everything ordered.
Yeah.
So that's his way of something bad things turn out to be good things. I don't know his plans. He's only know his plans. I just have to trust him and he give me the talent. I just have to take it and use it. And then he will put it where he wants it one day. And when I come across Simon, I had to do something in Soho, in Westport.
Let me stop you right there. So, because anybody who doesn't know, Simon Squibb stopped her on the streets of New York. And if you've been watching my interview, you know who Simon Squibb is. And I did want to get to this, but that's when she said Simon, she's talking about Simon Squibb. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm walking, my business. He said, what's your dream? I said, I want to be rich, because I was just being sarcastic. I was just because, like, you know?
Right.
And then there's where the interview.
Yeah.
And then that's how I guess you see, you reach out to me, and here we are today.
No, I have a high respect for Simon Squibb. I love everything he does. And you know, I've interviewed a few people that he's contacted, and they're always good people. I don't know how he finds all you good people, but he's really good at it.
Yeah, and I told him, as I send him a message, and I say, may God bless you and your family. Because since that my IG page went up, people, you know, it one lady reached out to me, and she said, you inspired me. She said, I forget her name, but she in my comment, I think it's Yvonne, I'm not too sure. She said to me like this, you inspired me. She said, I'm a suicidal survivor.
Wow.
And she said, listen, she do painting. And someday ago, she texts me back and tell me she get a piece of her painting, because she said she want to get back. She had such a low self-esteem, an abusive husband, but when she listened to me, and now, you know, so it's, as I said, it's only God know what he's doing. It's only he know what he's doing.
When you finish artwork, do you look at it and know what you were trying to express, or is it just...
I'll be honest with you, I wish I did. If you ask me to explain any one of them, I ask myself the same question. And sometimes I say, God, one day you're going to give me the story behind it. When is the time? And sometimes I watch them and I said, you know, I got to eat from you. I said, God, you didn't give me this as a hobby. You give it to me for a reason. You give it to me so I would eat from it. And then somebody had said to me, oh, artists work don't work nothing until they die. That's when the art becomes. And I stunned him and I said, you're a liar. I said, I don't know about you, but I said, I'm gonna eat for mine. And if I believe that, ain't nobody can convince me otherwise.
Absolutely.
And I sent Simon to show, I love to show my appreciation. You know, I'm big with that. I'm big in, like, because I look at it, what he done there, that could be many doors open, and God put him in my path because this place where I went, I keep going back. And the morning when I said I was going, I said, you know, I'm gonna go tomorrow. Something said, just get up and go, and just get it over with. And that's what I did. Had I had followed me when I not go and go the following day, we want to be here today. So God have everything ordered he's planned others.
Yeah.
You know, and I told him whenever he come back to New York, any one of these painting that he like, it's from me, from my heart. I appreciate it.
That's amazing. How much have you been in touch with Simon and the Helping?
You know, I just, if he posts something, I never like really get back in touch with him like one-on-one like that. The only time I get back one-on-one with him, I sent him a text was like, I think it was last week or the week before, this young saying to me that she worked with him, or with NFT with your work, we can help you and this and that. She said she worked for Simon, but I'm not a gullible person. You understand? So she said to me, she worked for Simon, so her following is 271. So I said, let me ask you a quick question. I said, if you work for Simon, why is your following is only 271? I said, I don't work for him. And soon as that was posted there, I said, it's over 149K people see it. Last time I checked.
Wow.
So then she said, oh, with NFT and this, and then she said, Simon is the road man. She had somebody call me, a gentleman call me. Keep calling me. Concerning like with my artwork and NFT and crypto. So I had told her, I'm not gonna do nothing that I don't understand. Okay. And if you cannot give me the cash, well then it's a no-no. But she had this gentleman keep calling me. So when she had told me she worked for someone, she told me she had her manager call me. So I text her back. I said, but I thought you told me that you work for Simon. So how come you have this guy call me, tell me he's a manager? If you work for Simon, that means Simon is your manager. She said, oh no, he's the road manager. I reached out to Simon and I tell him what she said.
Right.
So he texted me back and he said, no, not me.
Yeah.
So she had texted me, so I text her back. I say, you told me you work for Simon. Simon, he doesn't know you. She said to me, oh, I give you my manager to call him. I said, no, I don't have to call your manager. I said, Simon, tell me you don't work for him, not him. She said to me, show her proof. So what I did to make her look stupid, you know, I copied the text and forwarded it to her. She said, oh, you spelled my name wrong because it was Samoya, Samaria, but I had put a O. So I said to her, she said, you spell my name. I said, if you look at the bottom of the text, you see £sign and your name spelled correctly. She haven't reached out to me as of today. Now, if you go on her page, if I go on it, maybe you might see it. If I go on it now, it says something about business. She never responded back to me. So I called the number that she was calling me from. Not her, the gentleman was calling me from. It came up as a call from Jamaica.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And about like 5 months ago, I had just finished painting one of these painting here. And when I wake up to a message. And then this man reached out to me and he said, good morning, then good night, because that was the time he sent the text. He said to me, if I'm the original owner of the paintings. I say yes. So he said to me, they're beautiful. There's so much they're saying. He going on and on. So he said to me, he wanted to buy, he picked out 3. But he wanted to do it NFT. And he will pay me 55F, something like that. So I asked him, what is that? And I went on Google, because I'm not gonna take your word. I'm gonna go and research for myself.
Sure.
He said it's in dollars, it's 900 and I think 40 something like that. When I Google, that's what it says. So I said, why don't you just buy them and ship them to you and there's yours? He said, no, I must download a marketplace. I have to be in that. I said, well, I don't understand crypto and NFT. Then he explained. So I said, you know something? Just send me the cash. Credit card, Zelle.
Yeah.
He said he don't do that. I said, well, then I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
And he never reached back out to me.
Yeah. That's a
No,
scam.
like he reached back out. He said, you're not serious. I'm willing to buy these 3 pieces. And I never respond back to him.
No reason to.
Yeah, I never respond back to him. So,
to be on, in the essence of Simon, what is your big dream? If you could accomplish anything with everything you're doing right now, what's your dream?
I would, first, as I say on the interview, I would love more than anything else to do an art show. It's like, even if somebody come now and want to buy a piece, I don't even think I want to sell them right now. I just want to put on an art show, because sometimes when I look at them, it's like people will be just mesmerized with them, because each one have so much going on.
Yeah.
And everybody have their own interpretation. I would love to see the reaction, although they're going to ask, well, then what's this one inspired? It's like, I can't explain to you. I'll be honest with you.
Right. And it's interesting that you can't explain it, and I think that it would be awesome for you to have an art show, because I'd like to hear other people's opinions, what they get
Exactly. I mean, sometimes when people see them, like, they will tell me what they see. Sometimes they see things I don't even see until when they point it out to me, I see. And then somebody asks me, why I only do the head and the 3 eyes, and I say, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I say, your guess is good as mine. Then they will say, probably you have a 3rd eyes, because something with you in these eyes. Some of them, one time somebody asked me, some of them eyes look so sad. I say, I don't. When I'm doing it, I'm good.
I think Simon's interpretation of your painting in that video was pretty spot on, honestly. Like he saw the pain and
yeah. When I look at it and I think, I say, maybe he could be right. And that's the piece that is in Bellevue Hospital. And then I remembered one day, me and my roommates and his wife was speaking. We were speaking about something like in the spiritual realm, right? Then my last son, he's 13 now. When he was 4 years old, he ended up in the hospital.
Wow.
Up to this day, they couldn't say exactly. They do all kind of tests, everything.
And that was right when you got diagnosed the first time.
No, I get diagnosed after him.
Oh.
He was the August, I was in the February. But his is not cancer. The thing with him, he had this fever just up in his head, and then when he's speaking, he speak like he have a stroke. They do MRI, they do spinal tap, they do all kind of things. Then if you tell him to touch this, his physical activity couldn't, And he come from a praying family. And they had to order a wheelchair for him because he couldn't walk. And then he have, like I said, his family, they praying people, they pray. Then he end up in ICU.
Wow.
The heartbeat went down to 45. And then they tried this, some kind of medicine they try on him. I can't remember the name, but I called my son father, the one that was here, call his father. And his father tell me, yeah, let him do it. And then he had a lot of brain surgeon, like,
wow,
everything. But then they said they couldn't keep him. And he stayed there for like a week. Then they say it doesn't make no sense keep him because he's not sick. So they send the therapist to the house to give him therapy. But then the great grandmother, so take him up in the morning, take him for a walk and everything. And then sometimes he walking like he about to fall down. But then he wouldn't let you hold his hand. He want to be independent. So when the therapist went to the great grandmother house, she called me. She said, why would they ask for therapist for him? Because she just had a visit there, well, for the first time, and he's doing good. And he's 13 years now. So when me and my roommate and his wife were speaking, and the subject that we was taking, I said, oh, maybe that's why I'm painting the head and the eyes. Because his problem was from here up. That's what came to my mind.
Wow.
Maybe that's have something to do with it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. How did you end up getting the painting in Bellevue?
Well, that's when I went for my colonoscopy in, I think it was August or September, not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
So I'm my own billboard. meaning I will paint my shoes, I will design my shoes, my bag, something. And people always like it. So this one lady said to me, and then I tell her I did it. And then she looked, she said, wow. And when I went in, I'm a people person. I could talk to anybody. As if like I met you. We were friends for a long time and I just met you two seconds ago. So the same lady coming, you see her shoes and her bag? She paint. And then I show them and then they say, oh my gosh, this is so nice. So then I think the director for inside there, or the head nurse, whatever she is, I don't remember. She said to me, oh, you should bring piece here and we hang it up here.
Wow.
And then she showed me piece with somebody. She said, you never know who comes through here. He said, the colors, So I took it there. So I said to her, we used to go take the chemo in the chemo department. They were so nice. And the director wanted to buy a painting to hang up in there. So I said, everything is not about money. So I give them one. But every time she don't work in the department now, I'm not seeing the canvas. So the last time I went there, I think was in early November, they tell me where her office is. So I said to her, you never put up the painting. You never put up the painting. She said, oh, they was doing some work. Let me get your number, I will call you. And up to now, she haven't called me. What I feel, she take it up and she took it to her house. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. Because it's not hang up in there because. So when the lady the nurse from Bellevue asked me to come and put it, she said, no, this will be here. Anytime you come to Bellevue, you come up, you're going to see it right here.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah, but I have to go see my surgeon on the 16th. So when I go, I'm going to go back to her and I'm going to tell her just to see if she find it and give it back to me.
Yeah, like either put it up in the hospital or give it back.
Either put it because where I wanted her to put it up is the part that when you go to take the chemo in that in that room. There's where I wanted her to hang up. You never know. Probably people looking at it could take the mind off of trying to figure out what it is, take the mind off of what's going on in their life.
Absolutely. I think it's a perfect place for it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and ask her when I go back on the 16th.
Other than the fashion show that you have coming up, do you have anything else planned for 2024?
My art show. I'm hungry for that one.
Yeah, you'll make it happen.
Even if nobody, but just to display them,
Yeah.
Just to put them on display and just listen to people
interpret it.
People opinion about it.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Yeah.
Well, look, this has been an amazing conversation. Before we end it, is there any kind of life advice that you would give to people before we end it?
Yes. I will say to whoever around this world is come across, look at this. I'm here to tell you that God is real. God is awesome. God is great. God, there are times God allows things. God don't put sickness on us. He don't want nothing bad for us. He just want good things for us. But we was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. I always tell people we have choices too. You either fix it yourself or you give it to God. If you can't fix it, you give it to God. It's your choice. You choose which one. And I choose to put it in God's hand and tell him whatever is his will, have his way. And I'm here to tell everybody, I mean, yes, when people hear about cancer, they think they die even before they reach home. And some people, they actually die 2 to 3 weeks after. Because a lot of the time, it's not the sickness that kills us, it's the fear. Fear is what kills us. And fear comes with stress. They're in one. And my thing for you, it doesn't matter what you're facing in this life. It don't have to be sickness. It could be on your job. It could be your family. It could be anything. You go before God and have a conversation with God. The same way in your conversation now. And you go to God and you put your problem to God. And you put it there. And you say, God, I can't handle this. I don't know what to do with this. However you go. But have that faith and that belief in what you're asking God. If you have that little faith and you believe in what, you will see God work. Faith without work is dead. And my interpretation with that, of having faith, is like, you see me, you don't know me. You only know me by seeing me. Maybe you talk to me 1 or 2 times. You have a friend and they come and they tell you all kind of things about me and bam, you believe. You didn't hear my side. But the way that they bring it to you, believe it so much. Why can't you, when you take your problem to God, you believe it the same way you believe the gossip? That's just my interpretation of it.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's what keeps me going. And that's, so I'm just here to tell anybody, just, you put it in God's hand, leave it there and live your life. Life is short. Live your best life. Love people. Treat people with compassion. Be nice to people. You understand? Because you don't look down on people. No one knows what tomorrow may bring. Sometimes you'll be talking to somebody and they're having suicidal thought, but you just go to them and say, you're beautiful today, and say, God love you. That could change that whole scenario. It's just a word of kindness can make such a difference in people's life. And everything you do, you put God first. God understands we're only human beings. And he knows we're going to fall. Yeah. And that's why he's merciful. But then it's what you do when you fall. You just stay down and you get up and try again. And as I say, me, I just live in my life. If I feel I want to drink, I drink. If I feel like go out and buy me something, I go do it. I don't think about tomorrow too much. I don't worry about tomorrow. I'm here now. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow see for yourself. So just trust God, believe in God, talk to him. Open up your heart. When you speak to him, you speak from your heart. He doesn't look at the outside appearance. He look at the heart. We can do all the kindness in the world. If it's not coming from the heart, it's no point. So I'm just here to encourage everybody. God never changed. He's the same God yesterday, today, and forever, and thousands of years. He don't change. He said, cast your burden upon me. So cast it upon him. Let him worry about it. You just live your life. When you live in your life, you live your life. We're not perfect, but live it to the best of your ability. Be kind to people. Don't look down on people because you got one. Because when we die, we cannot take nothing.
Yep.
And I never opened my mouth and ask God why. Subconsciously, if it was there, I never opened my mouth and said it.
Right. Just accept it.
I just asked for strength and peace.
Thank you so much for sharing everything you did. You are an incredibly admirable person. You're incredibly talented. I cannot wait to see where you go with everything that you're doing. This has been a great episode of Conversation with Character with Lisa Hunkins. Please follow her up. hit her up, support her on this journey. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
And my IG is @Lisa Fashions.
There you go. It'll be up on the screen.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this.
No problem.
All right. We'll talk soon. I'll let you know when everything's be posted.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You be good. Happy Sunday.
You too. Bye.
The most prestigious network in the land, the Signature Series Network.